What's happening, Hammers? Dan Lawless here for West Ham Fan TV, and it is deadline day. In case you couldn't tell by my hideous yellow and claret combination, I thought, let me stick the old yellow tie on, get into the spirit of things. And yeah, I'm going to be talking about the latest transfer rumours that are surrounding West Ham on this deadline day. And to be honest, I don't have a clue what's going on, which ain't a great way to start a transfer video, but it is a mess. It is an absolute mess, the things I'm seeing coming out and the stories and things like that. It's unbelievable. I mean, let's get straight into it with the first one. It's Carvalho, the player that we've been chasing for weeks now. The defensive midfielder from Sporting Lisbon, Champions League quality player, and the deal looks dead. That's what I'm hearing, that's what I'm seeing. The deal is off. And I've literally just seen a story that, I think it was Duncan Castle was the guy's name, on Twitter, that said the reason the deal is dead is because the board have no faith in Slaven Bilic, which blows my mind. I cannot fathom that the board are like, well, Slav's got off to a poor start, he probably won't be, you know, he's probably not very good, so we won't sign this player. What are they thinking? I mean, for one, if he's doing shit, they're not giving him extra players, ain't gonna make him do any better, you know, giving him better players. And then for two, if you do end up sacking him, you want the manager to come in with the best option of players possible. I mean, I don't understand how it would hurt signing Carvalho if Bilic doesn't turn out to be any good, or Bilic, because you're going to get a new manager and they're going to come in and then they'll have Carvalho. If he's a good player, he's a good player no matter which manager he has. So I don't understand it. I mean, there's all this, you know, for a while they've been umming and ahhing over the price, that, you know, they was offering 35 million, Sporting want 40. I think that's his buyout clause from what I'm hearing. And originally they said they was going to accept 35 or 36, then they upped the price. No, we want the 40, which, you know, you may think, oh, it's moving the goalposts, but you know what? Just pay it. All these other clubs seem to go out and say, right, how much do you want for the player? There you go. Do you know what I mean? Rather than always trying to save like a couple £1 million. I don't see the point. I mean, obviously I see the point in saving a couple £1 million, but if you're not going to get the player, it's pointless. It's a waste of time and energy. And now it just doesn't look like it's going to be done. I'm seeing a few sort of optimistic stories saying that West Ham are going to give it one last chance to try and revive the deal. But I just think that story about the Slaven Bilic thing is absolutely ridiculous. If you don't have faith in the manager, sack him. Like, if you're not going to back him, sack him. That's what I say. Because it's a complete waste of time. So, it's deflating, frustrating. So with that deal dead, they're looking at loans. Surprise, surprise. Loans galore. Here we go. So, Gomes from Barcelona is a loan that West Ham are considering. It's a loan deal that could be completely free if we guarantee to play him for 70% of our games. Which, I mean, you know, he was signed by Barcelona. He weren't signed by there for nothing. It's, you know, so he's obviously got some quality, but it's a hard team to break into for anyone. So he could turn out to be a really good player for us. But if he doesn't, you've got you're signing a deal that says he has to play 70% of your games. So imagine if he comes in and turns out to be absolutely shit, and you still got to play him. That's an awful deal. But, you know, I mean, he might, because you've seen players that are good players everywhere else. They come to West Ham, they're suddenly shit. So it's a bit of a risk to say, yep, we'll have him on loan and we're going to play him for 70% of our games. You know, you come up and it might be a big important game and you think, shit, we have got to hit that quota and you've got to play him. And that could cost you the game. So, yeah, I don't know if I fancy that, to be honest. Don't know about you guys, let me know. You've also had Kevin Morales from Everton. We've had a loan bid rejected for Kevin Morales. He is a player that Everton want to sell. So naturally we go in with a loan bid. I mean, Christ. I would have him on loan if I'm honest. But if he's not available on loan and you want to buy him, just buy him. Depending if the price is right, of course, but I'd rather look elsewhere. Jack Wilshire obviously is another target that we're looking to get on loan, which I don't know how possible that is with the fact that I think he's in his last year of his contract at Arsenal. So if they loan him to us, they're going to lose him for free anyway. So unless they're just getting a loan fee and getting him off the wage books or what, I don't know. I don't know what the benefit to Arsenal would be. I'm sure they'd much rather sell him. But I think they could try and get a loan deal. If he can stay fit, and we say this about so many of our players, that if they're fit, if he can stay fit, then he could be a very good player for us. Another player that we're looking at and looking to buy, that's right, I said buy, is Abdul Majid Waris. And if you don't know who he is, you're not the only one. He is from the French League 2 Lorient, striker. And apparently he is keen to move to West Ham. And it's a player that we're interested in, and I'm completely unimpressed with this one. I mean, he scored 9 goals in 33 games in the French League 2. Now, you might say we got Sako from the French League 2, who, when he was fit, scored a good amount of goals, but I'm sure his goal-scoring record for FC Metz was a lot better than 9 goals in 33 games, you know, in the League 2. That is just completely deflating. The fact that we could be, if we get him, that how underwhelming would that be? But in terms of strikers, one thing I would be interested in, going back to loans, is Michy Batshuayi on loan from Chelsea. That is something that I want to see happen. Or, if we can, buy him. But obviously, if a loan's available, they'll go for the loan option. But that seems to rest on Chelsea getting, I think, Llorente from, Swansea. So if they sign him, then maybe we can get Batshuayi on loan. I'd be happy with that. They'd give us some good options up front, because we really do need another striker. So we'll see about that. But that brings me to Sako, which is just a hilarious, absolutely hilarious story that came out yesterday. Was Sako had took it upon himself to go to France. He hopped on a Eurostar, on a plane or whatever, and went and took it upon himself to go and have a medical at Rennes football club to try and force through a move. Unsanctioned medical, just done it, went off his own back. £9 million Rennes offered, and the club turned it down. And this was mental. I mean, first when I heard that we were selling him, I was like, why are we selling him? Like, why? You know, he seems to get his fitness back. I'd like to give him a run out. And then when I hear he's trying to sell himself, I thought, 9 million, just take it. You know, 9 million for a player like who's injured as much as he has as much problems with his head as he has, and who clearly doesn't want to be here. 9 million is a steal for us, basically. So take the money, like, just take it. But it was rejected. Sako's baffled, because obviously he's been told, yeah, you're behind. You know, you're going to be behind Hernandez, you're going to be behind Carroll, you're behind Ayew, you're behind Antonio. All these players that aren't even strikers. Well, Antonio and Ayew to a degree. And he's like, why? Why don't you just sell me? And I think some of his problems is that he's, you know, the team, the board, or the manager don't seem to have much faith in him, and he probably wants to go where he can be the main man. But if he does not want to be here, and someone's offering you £9 million, take that money and spend it somewhere else. There are options out there. Like I said, even if you let him go and try and push through the Batshuayi deal, or look at any other striker. I mean, when you look at, it's not like we're trying to replace 20 goals a season, is it? Let's be honest. So I don't think it'd be that hard to replace. So just take the bloody money. I don't understand it. Make some signings with it. You know, I mean, we've got money anyway. We don't need that Sako money to spend money, but we're going to lose him for free next year anyway. So you might as well take it, and you might as well reinvest it. You know what I mean? So, and talking about the money, you know, I'm reading this figure that's going around that we have a net spend of £4 million over 2 seasons since we moved into the London Stadium. Remember the London Stadium that's meant to take us to the next level, meant to compete with the big boys, meant to be signing top players, attracting the best players, and all this sort of spiel that we was given. We've got a net spend of £4 million across 2 seasons. That's baffling. That is absolutely baffling. I mean, what are they thinking? What are they doing? I mean, you know, they say they've got all these ambitions, and I really wanted to believe them, and they want to take the club to the next level. Then when you see stuff like this, and we're penny pinching all the time, and trying to get loan deals, and see other clubs just whacking the money down, I just think, what are your intentions? Is it to take us to the next level, or is it to try and save as much money to maximise your profit when you sell this club? And I keep hearing them. I've seen Gold, Sullivan, I've seen the Sullivan lads say, we're not looking to sell, we're here for the long term. Sullivan's like, I'm handing it down to my kids. Gold's like, no intention of selling. But then, you won't spend the money. Like, if you're not going to try and move the club on, anyway, why don't you invest and really build something? Because I'm telling you, we are in trouble at the moment. You know, you can see our form. You can see what's going on at the club. We need to invest. We also need a defender. We need a defender. We've got no pace at the back. We've got injury-prone players, left, right, and centre. We need a creative midfielder. Why haven't the board been going out and splashing the cash? Right? We've got 120 million worth of money from the TV deal. And we have a net spend of 4 million over 2 seasons, I'm hearing. You know, we could sign 3 top quality players. 3 £20 million players. You know, get a decent centre-back. Get Chris Smalling in. He wouldn't cost 20 million. Get a decent creative midfielder. You know, why couldn't we have gone and splashed that money on Sigurdsson? 45 million. Even up to it, say, look, here's 50. Outbid Everton. You know, why can't we go out and get these players? I don't know. I'm baffled. But I'm giving these guys till the deadline, right? 11 PM on deadline day. That's what they've got to really show that they're serious. And if you don't back the manager, get rid of him for fuck's sake. And go out and get someone else who you do trust with the money. But regardless of what you're doing with him, you need to make good signings. So leave me your comments. I could sit here and go on for ages about it. I'm just so frustrated right now. But it could turn good. I won't hold my breath. We'll see. So leave your comments below about who you want to bring in and what do you think about this transfer day. Remember, this club ain't run like a circus anymore. It's run like a proper football club, apparently. Yeah, right. So leave your comments about that. Subscribe. And we'll have loads of different content coming up over the break. So we're definitely going to review the transfer window. So far, I'm not impressed. That's all I'm going to say. So thank you guys for watching. One thing left to say. Come on, you Irons.